Let's talk about being stressed and feeling defeated. All of this leads to sadness and a sense of hopelessness. Let's talk about it and understand it so that we may feel more in control and more empowered to do something about it. Hello and welcome. My name is Rafia, and today we're going to explore something incredibly important: our mental health. In the next hour or so, we'll be delving, understanding, and taking steps that will help with immediate relief of stress and anxiety. We all face stress and anxiety at some point in our lives, but it's important to remember that there are effective ways to manage these feelings, one of which is to understand it. Our lives are busier and more demanding than ever before. From the moment we wake up, we're bombarded with notifications, deadlines, and responsibilities. This constant state of alertness, often driven by fear and stress, takes a significant toll on our mental and physical health. First, let's talk about what stress and anxiety really are. Stress is our body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. And we all live in a constant state of alertness on a daily basis. It can come from our environment or body or even our thoughts. Anxiety, on the other hand, is a feeling of fear or apprehension about what's to come. So let's unpack this a little bit. Anxiety has become an almost universal experience, if not a universal experience. Whether triggered by fear of danger, emotional challenges, or constant pressure of financial survival, anxiety is a response to the stresses that pervade our modern lives. Anxiety is the body's natural response to stress, a reaction to potential threats. This response is deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. In primitive times, anxiety served as an essential survival mechanism, preparing our ancestors to either fight or flee from danger. Today, however, the threats we face are often not physical but psychological. The stress of a demanding job, financial worries, or personal relationships can trigger this same fight or flight response, even when no immediate danger exists. The physical impact of anxiety when we experience it is that our bodies go through several physiological changes. These are all parts of the body's attempt to prepare us for dealing with perceived threat. This includes increased heart rate and blood pressure. Anxiety activates the sympathetic nervous system, leading to a surge of adrenaline. This causes the heart to pump faster and blood vessels to constrict, raising blood pressure. While this response is adaptive in short bursts, chronic anxiety can contribute to long-term cardiovascular problems, including hypertension and an increased risk of heart disease. Respiratory issues. Anxiety can cause rapid shallow breathing, which may lead to hyperventilation. This can cause dizziness, a feeling of suffocation, or even panic attacks. Over time, chronic respiratory issues can emerge, exacerbating conditions like asthma or leading to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. With regard to digestive problems, the gut-brain connection is powerful, and anxiety often manifests in gastrointestinal symptoms, When stressed, the body diverts blood away from the digestive system, leading to issues like nausea, stomach pain, and irritable bowel syndrome. Chronic anxiety can also lead to unhealthy eating patterns, either overeating or undereating, further complicating digestive issues. With regard to our immune system, which is weakened, prolonged anxiety suppresses the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infection and illnesses. The body's stress response involves the release of cortisol, which in large amounts over time can inhibit the immune system's effectiveness, leading to increased vulnerability to colds, flu, and all sorts of other illnesses. In terms of the mental and emotional impact of anxiety, anxiety doesn't just affect the body, it has profound effects on mental health as well. So it's cognitive impairments. Chronic anxiety can impair concentration, memory, and decision-making abilities. The constant state of alertness can make it difficult to focus on tasks, leading to decreased productivity and a feeling of being overwhelmed. This can create a vicious cycle where anxiety leads to poor performance, in which in turn leads to increased anxiety. With regard to emotional distress, anxiety often coexists with other mental health conditions, such as depression. The constant feeling of dread or worry can lead to feelings of hopelessness and sadness. This emotional toll can strain personal relationships, decrease motivation, and reduce overall life satisfaction. In terms of sleep disturbances, anxiety is a common cause of sleep problems, including insomnia. Worrying thoughts can prevent the mind from relaxing, making it difficult to fall or even stay asleep. Lack of sleep exacerbates anxiety symptoms, creating a cycle where poor sleep leads to increased anxiety and vice versa. Long-term consequences when left unaddressed, chronic anxiety can lead to more severe health issues, such as long-term activation of stress responses that contribute to chronic health conditions with heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. The body is not designed to handle the constant barrage of stress hormones, and over time this can lead to wear and tear on the body's organs and systems. Mental health disorders. Chronic anxiety increases the risk of developing more serious mental health disorders, including major depressive disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. It can also lead to substance abuse, as individuals may turn to drugs or alcohol to cope with their anxiety. Let's break this down. Imagine your mind is a computer. When it's constantly running at full capacity without a break, it overheats, slows down, and eventually parts of it may stop functioning correctly. Our minds work similarly. The constant stress keeps our brain in a heightened state of alert, which is known as the fight or flight response. This response is regulated by the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for detecting threats and activating our stress response. When we perceive danger, real or even imagined, the amygdala sends a distress signal to the hypothalamus, which then releases stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. While this response is helpful in short bursts, say when we need to escape a dangerous situation, It becomes harmful when it's constantly activated. Chronic stress keeps our bodies in a perpetual state of tension. This can lead to a myriad of health problems, which include mentally constant stress, impairments of our cognitive functions, the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision making, attention and self-control. All of this becomes less effective. This is why when we're stressed, we might feel scattered, forgetful, or unable to focus. Stress and anxiety can, as you know, affect us physically and mentally, and common symptoms include headaches, muscle tension, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. When we do experience stress, anxiety, and sadness, these emotions often trigger a cascade of other equally intense feelings, creating a complex web of emotional turmoil. Stress can amplify anxiety, making us feel overwhelmed by the demands of life. Anxiety in turn can breed sadness, a sense of despair, when our worries seem insurmountable. These primary emotions are powerful in their own right, but they often give rise to secondary emotions like guilt, anger, frustration, and disappointment, each adding layers to our emotional experience and deepening our sense of unfulfillment and failure. Guilt often emerges when we feel that our anxiety or sadness is unwarranted or burdensome to others. We may believe that we should be stronger, more resilient, or more capable of handling life's challenges, leading to self-blame. This guilt can be particularly insidious because it doesn't just make us feel bad, it can also prevent us from seeking help or acknowledging our pain, trapping us in a cycle of suffering. Anger frequently accompanies these feelings, sometimes directed at ourselves for not being better, or at others who we perceive as contributing to our stress. This anger, while often justified, can be destructive if it isn't channeled constructively. It can lead to frustration, and when we feel powerless to change our circumstances, further intensifying our negative emotions. Frustration arises when our efforts to overcome stress and anxiety seem futile. When we try and fail to manage our emotions, we may become impatient with ourselves, expecting immediate results and feeling disappointed when they're not materialized. This frustration can erode our confidence, making us doubt our ability to cope with challenges and contributing to a sense of inadequacy. Disappointment often follows when our expectations, whether of ourselves, others, or life in general, are not met. We may have set goals or envisioned a certain path, and when reality falls short, the resulting disappointment can deepen our sadness and reinforce our feelings of failure. These emotions feed into limiting beliefs, deep-seated notions that tell us we are not good enough, that our efforts are doomed to fail, or that happiness is out of reach. These beliefs can be incredibly debilitating, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where our belief in our unworthiness leads us to act in ways that ensure our continued sadness and unfulfillment. sense of failure that often accompanies these emotions is not just about falling short of our goals, but about a more profound feeling of personal inadequacy. It can make us feel as though our very essence is flawed, leading to a pervasive sadness that permeates every aspect of our lives. This sadness can become a barrier to fulfillment, preventing us from seeing our successes, no matter how small, and from appreciating the moments of joy that actually do exist and does exist. Ultimately, the interplay of these emotions, stress, anxiety, sadness, guilt, anger, frustration, and disappointment, creates a powerful cycle that can be hard to break. However, recognizing this cycle is the first step toward healing. By acknowledging these emotions and the limiting beliefs they generate, we can begin to challenge and change the narrative that drives our sense of failure and unfulfillment, paving the way for a more compassionate and fulfilling relationship with ourselves. Okay, we mustn't forget to consider the symptoms. Although they are managed, most of the underlying issues remain unresolved and will always need to be managed. So, the events that helped root our limiting beliefs can be scary, or an endeavor that is scary, but it can also be where you can process these emotions properly and start to see things with more positive possibility and resilience to handle any challenge you have now and in the future. Sad thing is that we believe our limiting beliefs and think they are true. Events lead to our experiences, in which case some of which we can let go and others we cannot. Understanding limiting beliefs, which are deeply ingrained thoughts or convictions that we hold about ourselves, others, or the world that restrict our potential and ability to achieve our goals. These beliefs are often formed in childhood, influenced by parents, teachers, peers, or significant life events. For instance, a child who repeatedly hears you're not good at math might internalize this and carry it into adulthood, believing they cannot excel in mathematics or any related field. Limiting beliefs can be rooted in us due to various reasons. So first is early conditioning. As children, we absorb the beliefs and attitudes of those around us. Negative or restrictive messages from authority figures can shape our self-image and our worldview. Another is past experiences. Traumatic or challenging experiences can lead us to develop beliefs that protect us from future pain. For example, a failure in a business venture might lead to the belief that I'm not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Another, of course, is cultural and societal influences. Society and culture often impose norms and expectations that can limit our thinking. Gender roles, societal standards, and cultural traditions can contribute to the formation of limiting beliefs. Overcoming limiting beliefs with EFT, which is emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping, is a therapeutic tool used to address limiting beliefs by combining cognitive reframing with acupressure. EFT involves tapping on specific meridian points on the body while focusing on limiting belief or emotion. This process can help to release the emotional charge associated with that belief, making it easier to reframe and replace with a more empowering belief. And the steps to overcome limiting beliefs with EFT involves identifying the limiting belief. So we begin by clearly identifying the limiting belief you wish to address. For example, I believe I'm not good enough. We then measure the intensity. So we rate the intensity of that belief on a scale from 0 to 10, where 10 is the highest level of the belief in it as truth. So we set up a statement while tapping on our karate chop point, side of the hand. Repeat a setup statement 3 times. The setup statement acknowledges the limiting belief and pairs it with self-acceptance. For example, even though I believe I'm not good enough, I deeply and completely accept myself. We then move to a tapping sequence on our meridian points. Tap on the other meridian points like the eyebrow, side of the eye, under the nose, under your lips, which is on your chin, and so on. Repeating a reminder phrase like I'm not good enough. Go through the tapping point several times. We then do a reassessment and reframing. After the tapping sequence reassesses the intensity of the belief. If it's decreased, you can begin to introduce a more positive belief, such as I am capable and worthy. Continue tapping while reinforcing this new belief. So there are other additional methods to help you overcome limiting beliefs. Cognitive restructuring, which is a psychological technique that involves identifying and challenging irrational, unhelpful thoughts and beliefs. Here's how you can use it to overcome limiting beliefs. So we look at awareness. Begin by becoming aware of your limiting beliefs. Write them down as they come up in your daily life. We would then look at challenging that belief. Ask yourself questions like, is this belief based on facts? Or what evidence do I have to support or refute this belief? Often you'll find that these beliefs are not grounded in reality. So you would then reframe the belief, replace the limiting belief with a more balanced and realistic one. For example, I'm not smart enough could be reframed as I am capable of learning and growing. We can use visualization and affirmation. So visualization affirmations are powerful tools for reprogramming the subconscious mind and replacing these limiting beliefs with empowering ones. So when your visualization technique is implemented, you spend a few minutes each day visualizing yourself achieving your goals and living without the limitations imposed by your old beliefs. See, feel, and experience the success as if it's happening now. You can use affirmations, so you create positive affirmations that counteract your limiting beliefs. For example, if your limiting belief is, I can't succeed, your affirmation could be, I am capable of achieving success in all areas of my life. Repeat these affirmations daily to reinforce the new belief. Limiting beliefs can significantly impact our lives, but with the right tools and strategies, they can be overcome. So using EFT, cognitive restructuring, and visualization with affirmations are all effective methods to reprogram your mind and replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. By regularly practicing these techniques, and you will practice them regularly if you really want to make those changes, you end up creating a more positive and productive mindset, enabling you to reach your full potential. You've just got to want to. If you want an immediate escape from all that is contributing to your stressful state and psychological challenges you find yourself in, we also need to consider that all the electronics that surround us, like our mobile phones, wireless, that emits static electronics, actually adds to your state of physical and mental well-being. Grounding yourself can have a startling quick effect in bringing us or ourselves into a fortifying state and bringing us into the present. All you do is take your shoes off and with bare feet walk on grass and feel the earth beneath your feet. This is an amazing way to bring yourself back to yourself, and it is a great gift in how quickly we feel better too. It is essential to be aware and recognize the sources of our stress and take proactive steps to manage it. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, and deep breathing exercises can calm our nervous system. Regular physical activity, a healthy diet, and adequate sleep are crucial too. These are the basics. And don't underestimate the power of connecting with loved ones and taking time for hobbies that bring joy and relaxation. Remember, it's okay to seek help if you need it. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide support and strategies to cope with chronic stress. We live in a fast-paced world. I don't need to remind you of that, but don't let it overwhelm you. Taking small steps towards managing stress can lead to a healthier and much happier life. So now that we have a better understanding of stress and anxiety, we're going to look at some mindfulness techniques to help manage these feelings. Let's begin with a guided mindfulness meditation. Find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down, and close your eyes. Take deep breaths in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Feel the air fill your lungs and then slowly release it with a deep breath in and out. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your focus back to your breathing. Keep doing that. So let's try a simple breathing exercise. Inhale deeply for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This helps to calm your nervous system and can be done anytime you're feeling overwhelmed. There's another effective technique which is called progressive muscle relaxation. So what we do is we start from our toes, tense the muscles in your feet and hold for a few seconds and then release. Gradually move up your body, tensing and relaxing each muscle group. This helps release physical tension caused by stress. We mustn't forget to talk about some commonplace work triggers. So the first is our co-workers. Conflict with colleagues can create a tense environment. Whether it's disagreements, personality clashes, or communication issues, working with others isn't always easy. And when team dynamics are off, say an uneven distribution of work or feeling left out, it can really impact our morale. Another is managers. Different managerial styles. A manager's leadership style plays a huge role in our work experience. Micromanagement or lack of support can be incredibly stressful. Add to that unclear or unrealistic expectations and deadlines, and it's a recipe for pressure. And let's not forget the importance of feedback. Without constructive feedback or appreciation, we feel inadequate or even resentful. Of course, there's that other element of job responsibilities and workload. High workloads can lead to burnout, while monotonous tasks can cause disengagement. Role ambiguity, when our job roles are unclear or frequently changing, can create anxiety. Let's shift gears and talk about some external pressures. Balancing work with family and personal life is a common challenge. Juggling between work and family can be tough, providing emotional support to our partners and children while managing our own stress is very draining. Meeting the expectations of family members adds another layer of pressure. Then, of course, we have maintaining a lifestyle. The need to keep up a certain lifestyle can lead to financial stress. Social expectations is when you're trying to match societal or peer standards, which can cause stress and feelings of inadequacy. And balancing personal goals with professional responsibilities, it's all a tightrope walk. So we're now going to identify the triggers. Now that we've identified the triggers, let's explore some strategies to help manage them. Okay, the first one is communication. Practice clear and assertive communication to express your needs and your boundaries. Try and foster a culture of active listening to improve mutual understanding, and have regular check-ins with your managers and team members to ensure clarity and address concerns promptly. Next, time management. Prioritize your tasks and focus on high priority items. Delegate when possible to distribute the workload and remember to take regular breaks to prevent burnout and to maintain productivity. Lastly, work-life balance. Set yourself clear boundaries, what you will say yes to and what you will say no to between work and personal life to ensure adequate family time. Again, make it really important your self-care. Activities to manage stress and maintain mental health. If possible, negotiate flexible working arrangements to better balance your responsibilities. Remember, it's all about finding a balance that works for you. By recognizing these triggers and implementing these strategies, you can create a healthier, more productive work environment. Another practical way to reduce stress is through effective time management. What you can do is break your tasks into smaller, manageable steps and prioritize what needs to be done first. Use tools like planners or apps to keep track of your schedule. We are going to look at the following 5 slides that will identify 5 different techniques you may want to adapt. These techniques can be combined or adapted to suit your personal style and needs, helping you to work more efficiently and reduce stress. So the first one I'm going to recommend is the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique involves breaking your work into 25-minute focused intervals, which is why it's called the Pomodoros, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. The next technique is called the Eisenhower matrix, which is also known as urgent important matrix. This helps prioritize tasks based on their urgency and importance. It divides tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent important, not urgent important, and urgent not important, and not urgent not important. We're now going to look at time blocking, and time blocking involves scheduling specific blocks of time for different tasks or activities throughout your day. Each block is dedicated to a single task or type of work. We also have the Pareto principle, which is your 80-20 rule. The Pareto principle suggests that 80% of results come from 20% of effort. In time management, this means focusing on the few tasks that generate the most significant impact. So this helps you understand your priorities. If you're a list maker like me, you will like the GTD method, which is getting things done method. And this method was created by David Allen and involves capturing all your tasks and projects in a single system. You would then process them to determine the next action and organizing them into categories for easy referencing. I can't go without mentioning how important sleep and the quality of sleep is. And getting enough sleep is very crucial for managing stress. Create a bedtime routine that helps you wind down. Avoid screens before bed and try reading a book or listening to calming music instead. Do maintain a consistent sleep schedule. So go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This will help regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Engage in calming activities before bed, such as reading, taking a warm bath, or practicing deep breathing. Avoid stimulating activities like watching TV or using electronic devices. It has been claimed that the blue light can interfere with your ability to fall asleep, and this claim has come to dispute several times. Make your bedroom conducive to sleep by keeping it dark, quiet, and cool. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows, and consider using earplugs or even white noise machines if noise is an issue. Also, avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. This has been known to disrupt your sleep, or it can make it difficult to fall asleep. Regular exercise can promote better sleep, but try to avoid vigorous workouts close to bedtime, as they can have the opposite effect. Aim for moderate exercise during the day to help you sleep better at night. Another basic tip to help cope with stress and can have an immediate effect is eating a healthy diet and staying hydrated, which plays a huge role in how we feel. Make sure you include plenty of fruit, veggies, and whole grains in your meals, and don't forget to drink water throughout the day. Set yourself clear goals. Start by identifying what you want to achieve with your diet, whether it's weight loss, improved energy levels, or better overall health. Set these specific and measurable goals that are realistic when you are putting together a plan. When you're focusing on whole foods, base your diet around minimally processed foods like fruits and vegetables and whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Do your own study. Have a little free program that you might want to use to train yourself, because these foods are nutrients dense and provide essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber. And knowledge means power. So the more you understand about how your body uses these ingredients for your well-being, the better you would be at planning your meals. So aim to include a variety of food groups. A good guideline is to fill half your plate with fruits and vegetables and a quarter with lean proteins like chicken, fish, beans, or tofu, and a quarter with whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, or whole wheat pasta. Control your portions. Be mindful of serving sizes, so pay attention to portion sizes to avoid overeating, even when eating healthy foods. Use measuring cups, food scales, or visual cues like the size of your palm or your fist to help you manage portions. When staying hydrated, water, of course, is essential for overall health, which can help control your appetite. So aim to drink plenty of water throughout the day. If you're not a fan of plain water, try adding slices of lemon, cucumber, or fresh herbs for flavor without extra calories. So just to wrap up, actually covered and talked a little bit about understanding stress and anxiety. We looked at some practical mindful techniques and explored some strategies for stress relief. Remember, taking care of your mental health is a journey, and it's okay to take one step at a time. You're doing great by being here and taking these steps with me. I encourage you to share your thoughts, experiences, or any questions in the comments section. Let's support each other in this journey. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more helpful content and hit that notification bell in YouTube for any updates. Thank you for joining me, and take care. Remember, you are not alone.